really making time to join us for our CSHE day. And at such an early hour, okay, we were thinking of whether it is too early for some of our parents, but it's okay lah. If our kids are able to come in, parents shouldn't be a problem. And normally parents will wake up earlier than the kids. All right. Okay, no worries, okay. Our expert is here trying to resolve the issues. I have to let you know what happened these 2 days. We were very busy because yesterday we hosted...
To begin, I'm excited to introduce our first keynote speaker of today, Mr. Ching Chai Hong. Having graduated from Dunman High in 2006 and studied at the LaSalle College of the Arts, Chai Hong now works as a director, producer, and screenwriter, creating moving works of art and pursuing his passions wherever they lead him. Now, let us put our hands together to welcome Chai Hong to the stage.
So we have two speakers this morning. One is Chai Hong and the other is Sheng Hao. One is in the culture and art industry, the other is in finance industry. Have I covered both?
Hi, good morning everyone.
All right.
How's everyone doing today? Okay, let's start. Kick things off. It is 8:30 a.m. I want everyone to stand up. Let's go, stand up. Everyone stand up. Do a quick stretch. I know you guys just barely sat down, but let's start things off on a good note. Let's go.
Y'all want to stand up? By all means, please.
Okay, we are not going to sit down until everyone stands up. Okay, now everyone, look to your left. You all don't know what your left is. Your left is this way. Okay, everyone look to your left. Say good morning to the person next to you. Now look to the right. Say good morning to the person next to you. Now everyone turn to me. Say good morning to me. Thank you. Okay, now sit.
He's a film director.
Thank you all for that. To me, honestly, that was a bit like payback for me because I was a bit offended when you guys laughed at my secondary school photos. So how dare you? You think you all, when in 10 years time, you all look at your photos right now, you all would laugh, huh? Okay, so let me begin. We don't have a lot of time. So, oh, sorry. Hold on. Okay, all good. So thank you for that very warm welcome. I'll pretend like I never came on before that. So this year is the 70th anniversary of our school. So I was invited back to share a bit about what I do, share about what you guys will be doing in future. And before I came on, I really thought to myself, okay, how am I qualified to speak with all of you about the rest of your crazy journeys ahead of you? So I started with, who am I as a person? How am I qualified? So let's talk about successes. You guys have heard all about it already. I'm currently a film director. I'm a commercial director. I've done stuff for TV. I've done stuff for Amazon Prime. I've done stuff for Lazada, Shopee, all those annoying commercials you see on YouTube. And all these things are fine and great, right? But the real reason why I feel qualified to speak with all of you today is because of my failure. You guys probably have had no shortage of Dunman High School alumni coming to share with you, oh, I did so poorly in school, my grades were this and that, but despite that, I've overcome my challenges to get to where I am. But maybe this is the first time that any of these people have shared their grades on screen. Yes, read it and weep. You think you did that? You are doing poorly in school? Okay. Have a good look. And okay. Now, bring your attention back to me. Okay, I want everyone to bring all your attention back to me. And so the reason why I shared that was, I wanted to get everyone to understand that grades are really just one part of it. I'm not going to tell you that they are nothing. They are something, but they aren't the biggest part of your life that you will be living in future. When I put up that slide, half of mine I was thinking, should I circle all the little bits of information on my report card, right, that showed how badly I did in school? Could it be like the 47% percentage that showed that I barely managed to pass the year? Could it be that I did so terribly at physics? I think it was like a C6 or an F9 or somewhere in between. But I realized there was no need for that, because that is one, like I said, just one part of life. And here, I want to remind everyone that. So, share it one more time. Now, I thought very hard to myself about what I could share with all of you today, because I wanted to speak about how life ahead is so uncertain, how the world is so unstable, and how none of the adults in the room right now can guarantee anything for you. Right? Nod your head if you agree. Very good. I see a very fervent nod there. But then I went to my next thought process, which is, then if that's the case, what can I possibly share with all of you that rang true for me, that will ring true for you, and will continue to ring true for a very, very long time, until our AI overlords take over us and turn all of us into batteries. Okay? So, which led me to this statement. Today, I'm going to share with everyone how to lead a life well led. So how do we lead a life well led? The truth is, okay, let me establish some truths for everyone in the room before I go further, okay? You don't know what a life well led looks like, correct? You guys are 16, the ones on in auditorium, 16, 17, 18, sorry, 16, 17, 18. You have no idea, you're too young. You've barely led a life outside of schooling, correct? Now the truth is, that's fine. But we don't know either. The adults in the room, your parents, your teachers, your principal, none of us know what a life well led looks like for you. Then they might ask, then what's this guy coming here to share about? Is this the end of his presentation? No, it's not, because we barely just started. Okay? So what do we do if we have no idea what a life well led looks like? None of us do. We go and find out. How do we go and find out? It's to live. Okay, sounds cheesy, right? But get ready, you think this is cheesy, you have no idea what's ahead of you. Okay? The only way to live is to try. So first of all, I've already said that how to live a life well led is so undefinable. We have no idea what this feels like. But as with any good Dunmanian, we can find a way to break it down. Okay, let's start with this. What does a life well lived look like? When I looked at my own life, I realized there were three different brackets that I always drew from. First of all, impact. I constantly look for ways to create impact in my life. I constantly realized that all the major milestones of my life were based upon me creating impact upon other people's lives. Next thing, experience. My life was all about trying things out, learning from these things, and this is the process and the journey that all of you will eventually take as well. And lastly, relationships. Both romantic relationships as well as non-romantic relationships with your parents, with your teachers, with your friends around you. These are the three things that will help make your life well lived. So, then let's define the word lead. In this case, the word lead is to do. Very simple, right? To do things. But it sounds simple, but in the life that we lead right now, where we have so much social media, there's so much information available to us, we are constantly struck by paralysis, we have no idea how to make a decision. Doing can be the toughest thing. So now, let's today's session will be a session of doing. I want everyone to take all your phones out. Have your teachers brief you on this? Very good. No briefing is the best. Everyone take your phones out. Okay, put your phone in your right hand. All your phones in your right hand. Or, and if you don't have phones with you, of course, I know some students, the Sec 4, the Year 4, aren't allowed to hold your phones. Take out your pen and paper. Hold your phones and our pen and paper in your right hand and lift it up in the air for me. Yes, we're off to a good start. Okay, now don't touch them, put them down. How dare you use your phones in this room with me? I'm kidding. Put them down, don't keep them. We will touch them later on, okay? Okay? Now, let's go with the first part, experiences. And of course, you guys don't have experienced life, haven't experienced that much of life yet. You guys will continue and start to experience life from here on out. So let me share a bit about my own experience. I started out wanting to be a journalist. Clearly, I'm not a journalist right now, so I made a terrible mistake somewhere along the way. But after that, so right after that, Daman High, I wanted to go to VJC. I was supposed to go to VJC, so thankfully, the grades that you saw just now from Sec 3, right, from Year 3, I managed to repair them to the point that I could get into VJ after Year 4. But clearly didn't go down the path because I decided I had a fight with my parents. I thought, you know what, I know what I'm all about. I've read so much about journalism. I know exactly what I want to do in the future. So I fought with my parents. My mom locked me out of the house, told me that I was being ungrateful. But eventually she gave way because she realized I was really determined about what I wanted to do. So I enrolled in Ngee Ann Poly, studying at the School of Film and Media Studies, studying mass communication. But within 1 year, I realized I made a mistake and I wasn't interested in journalism at all. So imagine that, think about that, put yourself in my shoes right now and realize that you just had a fight with your parents, the largest part of your life, you get locked out of the house for an entire night, and now you can't go back on the decision. Because very loose face, right? How do you tell your parents that, hey, I'm sorry, hi, I made a mistake. Can you please let me change course? Can I maybe like go back to like JC now? Or whatever the next path might be. What I did next was something that surprised me, that might surprise you. I continued for that 3 years because I realized maybe this might turn into something else. Maybe I might learn things about myself that I didn't know. So I studied, while still in mass communication, I studied advertising, I studied public speaking, I studied a lot of other things. And eventually, when I went into advertising at the end of Year 3, because there are 3 years in Poly, I started working as a copywriter. I was good enough that I started working right after graduation on a contract right before end. But that 1 year or that half a year of working made me realize I wasn't interested in advertising at all either. So I clearly screwed up somewhere. So after this is I'm 19. At this point I'm 19. And I have no idea. I've tried all these things. I've made all these decisions. I've had all these fights. I still don't know what to do with my life. So thankfully, I went into NS, and for the guys amongst you, some of you might hate the idea of going to NS, some of you might love it, but the truth is I had those 2 years of my life to think about what I wanted to do with my life. So after that, I realized that I wanted to do filmmaking. I've always been making videos at that point, and this is pre-Instagram, pre-TikTok, and YouTube was 480p, so it was terrible. We were all using potato cams, but I still realized that I had a passion for it. I wanted to try it out, so I enrolled in at LaSalle and studied filmmaking there. So fast forward, 15 years? Today, last year, I released my first feature film that we had its world premiere at New York. And late last year, we also went into cinemas. And this year, we might be going on to Netflix. So where do we go from here? What am I speaking about? I'm speaking about experiences. All these little things that I've mentioned, the detours, the crazy things that I did, the random meetings with people that I never thought would go anywhere. That CCA that I thought was silly, but maybe turned out to be a great use of my time 10 years later. All these little experiences that you will have in your own life, do all of them. Okay? So now, what do you want to try? At this point, I want everyone to take out your phone or pen and paper. Take 30 seconds. Think to yourself, what are some experiences you want to try? Do you want to try boxing? Do you want to learn karate? Do you want to go sing on the streets? Do you want to do public speaking? Is there a course that you're interested in that everyone tells you is a waste of time? All these are experiences that I want everyone to write down now. Taking the next 30 seconds to write them out. Okay? Time starts now. Think about it. These can be big experiences, they can be small experiences. All these will eventually become meaningful. And if you feel like you have no idea what experience to try, now begin to think about it. By the end of these 30 seconds, you might have nothing on your paper, you might have something. But the important thing is to begin. Okay? Okay, and your 30 seconds is up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I am going on to my next topic, impact. Now I want everyone to put on your phone, put on your pen and paper. Now let's chat about impact and the kind of impact that I wanted to create in my life. And so very early on, okay, you know what? When I say very early on, I'm lying. Very few people realize very early on. Very often the idea of meaning, idea of how to create impact on the people around you, you discover it as you go. Okay? So this is something I discovered as I went. I realized that I wanted to create an impact on people around me by telling stories. I realized that it's a very strange, naive thought, but you should realize by now, if I'm standing on stage with you, I'm a very strange, naive person, very idealistic, that I truly believe that all of us in the room, and I think a lot of you would have experienced it by now, if all of you got to tell your own stories to the people around you, because all of us come from different backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds, different family backgrounds, different socio-economic backgrounds. If all of us got to tell our own stories to the people around us, it would connect all of us. And if all of us connected and knew how each other lived, what each other thought, the world would be a much better place. That was where I came from. That's the impact that I wanted to create on the world. Now for a very crazy stat. Has anyone seen this stat before? This statistic? Anyone? No? Raise of hands? Okay, very good. So this statistic is a very recent one, done last year, either last year or in 2024. And this was, of course, a US-based statistic, but all of us, on average, will have 7 different careers in our lifetime. If you look at yourself, if you look at your teachers, some of your teachers are on their second job, some of them are on their first job. That's only their second career in your lifetime. So some of us will have more careers than others, some of us will have a single career for our entire life. But on average, this is what the world of work looks like from now on. You guys might jump, you might think that you might end up a journalist. I might end up a journalist at the end of the day when I retire at the age of 60 or 65. Whatever you think your first job is going to be, that might be your last job. Whatever you think might be your last job might never ever happen for you. Think about that. The job that you might end up with in 20 years' time might not even exist right now. So, what does this mean for you? What does it mean for me? It means that careers are fluid. Careers can be anything you want them to be. Careers can be anything that you create. So, this ties me back to the idea of impact. If you have an idea of what kind of impact you want to create in your life, whatever career you eventually embark on will still make sense. So, the kind of impact that I wanted to create in my life was to create, of course, I mentioned, tell stories that make a difference in people's lives. So this was something that, so there were several reviews about my movie that came out last year. And there were good reviews, there were bad reviews, but I think the reviews that really struck true to me was the core of what I wanted to do, which was to tell stories that connected people. So when I saw people say this about the movie, I realized that, okay, I created an impact now. What next? So now, I want all of you to think about the impact that you want to create on other people. Whether it be big, small, whether you want to change the world, whether you want to solve world poverty, whether you want to make life better for your siblings and your parents, whether you just want to whether you move to a different country and lead a life, carefree life with your friends. All these things are little bits of impact that you can create in your life. So now, I want everyone to take out your phone, once again, think about what kind of impact you want to create. They can be small, they can be big, they can be nothing, but write something down. Notice how this entire time I never mentioned what kind of jobs or what kind of courses you should aim towards. I never talked about what kind of jobs will appear in 10 years' time, what will be the most profitable. So I want you to not write those things down either. I want you to talk about what kind of impact you're going to create on the people around you. Same thing, 30 seconds. Okay, your 30 seconds is coming to an end in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, my last topic, relationships. So when I thought hard about what I wanted to share today about relationships, I realized it was all about everyone. So every single person that you've met in your life so far, your parents, your teachers, the security guard, the cleaners, the people that you meet at hawker center, the auntie and uncle that you don't like Chinese New Year but you still have to say hi to, all these people will make a difference in your life. Why do I say this? If I bring you back to the experiences, the first topic I embarked on, which is the whole idea of experiences, I've had all these different experiences in my life that I thought were nothing. So for example, I joined a drumming CCA and after that I decided to start my own band while I was in young poly. That band obviously was crap, it sucked, we went nowhere. But through the process of playing or performing, I met random people at CCs at different locations that 10 years later came up to me and when I was releasing my movie and said, hey, I remember you from all the way back then. I would like to screen your movie at my location. I would love to, if I could get my people, my friends, the 300, 400 people around me to come and watch the movie with me. And that was just one aspect. Another friend, another random person who I messaged on Instagram a long time ago, chatting about soccer, about Arsenal. Arsenal, we won last time. Chatting about Arsenal. Randomly messaged me and when I was in the process of releasing my movie and asked me, hey, do you want to meet the mayor of Southeast CDC? And I said, what for? Why? Did I do something wrong? Did I break the law? And he said, no. I want to see whether I can arrange something between yourself and the mayor so that you can find a way to screen your movie to the people in Southeast CDC. So I said, yes, why the hell not? Let's go. And through that, I started meeting a lot of people from the government. I started meeting a lot of people that I could screen my movies with. And it's all these little things that you might think right now is nothing. But I want all of you to pursue all these experiences, all this impact, and all these relationships wholeheartedly. Try them out, okay? So now, I want to ask you, who do you want to connect with? You can write your parents. You can write your friends. You can write random high-ranking people in the government that you otherwise, you know what? Write Lawrence Wong. If you want, just write Lawrence Wong. Let's see whether we can find an occasion for you to meet him. Okay? So who do you want to connect with? Okay, of course you're not going to text Lawrence Wong right now. Don't have a number. Okay? But cast your mind to those people closer to home. Your friends, the people around you. Because these are the friends that you will connect with, and these are the relationships that will mean so much to you 5 years later, 10 years later, 15 years later. Okay? So take out your phone. And the next 30 seconds, text them. Say hello. And if you are the only person in your row who is not receiving a text, don't worry, there will be other occasions. Think about the people that matter to you. Think about the people that you want to maintain a connection with. Your best friend. A girl or a guy that you want to get to know better. Text them. Okay? Your 30 seconds is almost up. Okay, I hope you guys are finished texting. You all don't have to type a very long text, okay? Just write, I think that's fine. It's more about the intention. Now, I want everyone to put down their phone. Okay, type out your final words, tap send, and let's worry about whether you're going to regret this later on. Okay, does everyone have their phones down or pen and paper down? So last year, when I was here with your seniors, I actually shared something about not avoiding mistakes and seeking them out. So today I wanted to share almost as a bonus point. All the things that you're about to do in your life right now, very often, as Damanians, who is afraid of mistakes? Raise your hand. Who is afraid of making mistakes? Raise your hand. You guys aren't afraid of making mistakes? No? Okay, I'm here to tell you right now, whatever you think those mistakes may be, go and make them. If you see a question that you have no idea whether this answer will be right or wrong, don't check the answer sheet. Don't check with your teachers. Try it out. Make a mistake. Go seek them out. Because in life, you will encounter so many more mistakes than this. And the idea, the muscle of getting over your mistakes, you need to start practicing them right now. Okay? Second thing, one thing that I realized among Damanians is the idea that we all keep waiting for permission before we get things started. All the things that you've ever wanted to do in your life, you wait for permission from your parents, you wait for permission from your teachers, you almost wait for permission from each other before you get started. I want you all to throw that away and think about it in a different way, which is not to seek permission, but to seek forgiveness. Essentially, do what I did, but at with less risk. Try things out, and if you make a mistake, own up, learn from it, move on. Okay? So, I wanted to end off today with one quote. So, raise your hands just to date myself. Who here knows the comedian and actor Jim Carrey? Very good. So, Jim Carrey shared this very powerful quote before about his father. So, his father was a very talented comedian, very talented musician, but he decided to seek out a more stable job as an accountant. So when Jim Carrey was 14, his father abruptly lost his job, he got retrenched, and which is increasingly becoming a pattern in the world we live in right now. And he realized to himself, you can fail at the job that you don't want. So if you can fail at the job that you don't want, you can fail at the things you don't want to do, why not fail at the thing that you love? Okay? my final note for everyone. I started out today asking everyone and telling everyone about how we are here to learn about how a life well lived looks like. I'm going to end today by telling everyone all the things that you written down, the experiences, the impact, the relationships, all these things. The only way to know whether all these things will work is if you try. Okay? Try for the people, try for the relationships, try for the experiences, try for the impact. And maybe you'll find out what a life well lived looks like. Thank you, everyone.